let's see. Up next, we've got on our schedule, we have, 1 second here. We are looking at Castlevania Aria of Sorrow by VB, followed by Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse by Ohan. So we've got a small Castlevania block. Let me go check in with the runner and see if we're ready to get started and move on. All right, looks like we're getting ready. Let's bring in our runner. All right, VB, you are live.
Cool.
I'm gonna switch to the stream audio.
On schedule it says any percent no 0 HP glitch, but the all bosses incentive got met, so it should say all bosses. Just so you know.
All right, looks like we're swapped over. Let me give Kasazbi a minute to crop the screen, and we'll update that. So you're doing all bosses run. Thanks to getting the incentive met by the huge donation from Anonymous telling us to do the thing, and we certainly are. I do want to talk about our next bid war coming up. So this is actually a bid war instead of file names. We have further down the schedule, we've got an Oracle of Ages bid war, of which we've got Dimitri the Friendly Dodongo versus Ricky the Boxing Kangaroo. Right now, Ricky's in the lead with $25, but if you're a Dodongo fan, it's about time we see some Dodongo support in the donation stream. So make it happen. Okay, I think we're about ready to go. Are you all set?
Yeah, I'm good to go. The first 15 seconds was a trick, and I did an audio cue, so please don't like plug anything just for the first little bit. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Do you want me to give countdown?
Go for it.
All right, cool. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Aria of Sorrow, and in the first room here, there's a frame perfect trick. I don't need to hit it, but it helps. So hold on. Okay, cool, I got it. So the way that trick works is whenever you load up that room, the RNG shuffles every frame. So there's one frame where you can throw spear and hit that zombie, and it'll drop the Basilard sword. And that saves a bunch of time in all bosses. So that's the first trick of the run, happens right off the bat. So what this game actually is it's Aria of Sorrow. It's a GBA Castlevania game, non-linear. Really broken. Any percent is a 9-minute category. So this is all bosses. Should be like 25-minute run. So that was the first manipulation of the run in the first room. This is another one. I need to suspend the game to bring me back to a basically neutral RNG state. And then I need to do specific actions to advance the RNG. Cool, that's another manipulation to get that soul. That soul is normally a 1.9% drop, but by doing the specific actions you can get the RNG to be the right value for it to drop there. So I saved at the beginning, which lets me do suspends. Suspends have like 3 main functions in this run. The first is to reset the RNG. The second is what I'm going to do right here. Whenever you suspend, you go back to the beginning of the room. So it cuts down on movement. And then the third will be to do some glitches later. I'm gonna save here, because this can go horribly wrong. Also, that was map jump, it's the most important trick. Dang, I failed reverse map jump. Okay, this climb right here is something new runners struggle a lot with. With the Basilar drop, which is the sword I got at the beginning with the manipulation, it's not too bad because you one-shot the blue crows. Yeah, that's something new runners struggle with a lot, is that room. I've done it a million times, not too bad. These skeleton knights can drop. Okay, that's a 9% drop that I did not manipulate. So that's all I just got. Boost my strength by 9, which is pretty significant. Sorry, it boosts my strength by 4. It's a 9% drop. So the first actual like sequence break of the run is coming up. Need to jump up here, which is not an intentional jump. And I can do a zip off of this guy, because when he turns around... What?
Nope, go ahead.
Okay, when he turns around, the game recalculates your positioning, and that pops you out of bounds. And getting back in bounds used to be a big pain. Thanks to our good friend Glim, he found a setup to make it very easy to get back in bounds, you just hold right. So, you see here I'm doing 22 damage with my sword. Also, I forgot to equip that sword. If I had short sword and I failed the manipulation at the beginning, I'd be doing 9 damage per hit with my sword. Which, so that's big time save from the manipulation at the beginning. Also, the first boss dropped the big bone, which also just does more damage. This is a new strat for the first time here. That's the first time anybody has ever seen that strat. Saves 10 frames.
Incredible.
Blessed run. So you see me backdashing everywhere. It's a little faster than walking. You can also do blade dancing, which is this, but I'm not Hetfield, so I don't blade dance everywhere. Sorry. I do blade dance somewhere, but blade dancing is hard. So there's another drop that you can get here. And if I get it, that'd be ridiculous. That's literally never happened to me. Okay, cool. I actually would have like freaked out if I got it, because that would just be insane. That would be like 0.001% chance of happening. So having Basilar and the Skeleton Knights will help out in this fight a lot. And Creaking Skull in general just helps out a lot too. Fighting this guy with Basilar in general is pretty hard though, because you have to get up close to him to fight, because he has his shield. Here I get double jump, which lets me do a sequence break called Floating Gardens early, and you know. Just generally move around better. So, to explain this category, it's all bosses. You have to beat all 11 bosses. But it starts off really similar to an any percent run, because the general idea of the route is you want to get all the good drops first. Not good items first. And then, which is what an any percent run does. Because any percent, the idea is get all the good items and use those items to go to the end of the game and beat the fight. In all bosses, the general idea is get all the good items and use them to beat all the bosses. Yes.
let me know when you got a few minutes.
Now would be actually one thing really quick. In older routes, not older routes, older strats, I used to use flying armor for this backtrack I'm doing here, but now we use Creaking Skull, which is harder but faster. That's pretty much it. You have like a minute to read donations.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just one donation came in.
Oh, cool.
We've got $6.90 from Oxwas, who says, "Hi everyone, magical maid girl here. This donation towards Hinagiku for FF3. Thank you very much, Oxwas."
Thank you. So coming up is going to be Shop Glitch. It's a glitch where, so in the shop, you can scroll down a page at a time. And if you have 2 items in the sell menu and you scroll page down, you can scroll out of bounds on the shop menu. And okay, cool. So what that does is you can go to unassigned value slots, because whenever you sell something in the menu, you're just affecting certain values. So I go to unassigned slots, and I affected values, and all it did there was it gave me a bunch of potions and a bunch of money. I used the money to buy katana and war fatigues, which is a good sword, the sword I'm using now, and good armor. Nice leather plate drop, that's also like a 2% chance. This run is stupid, but what else? Yeah, I also used it to get a bunch of potions, 110-ish. And you're never supposed to have more than 9 potions. So yeah, it's really helpful. I'm basically, as long as I remember to pause and heal, I can't die. So I did a small sequence break there. You're not supposed to be able to double jump up to this area from the water. You're supposed to get an ability called Undine, which lets you stand on water. You don't need that, you can just barely make it up there. Shoutouts to Used Pizza for doing that trick in his casual run. That was another zip. This lets me get to Arena, which is a really late game area. So everything like 3 or 4 shots me here. Careful. Gargoyle Room in particular is really infamous for ruining your day. I'm gonna equip Creaking Skull back on and heal up. Creaking Skull helps in this fight. So the way this fight works is it works via, so the first phase he smashes his hands down a lot. And every time he smashes his hands down, that's 1 Bolor cycle. A good fight is 4 cycles. So that's 1 cycle right there. I have the Skeletonite Soul, so 4 cycles should be pretty free, unless it absolutely destroyed. Yeah, that was 4 cycle. Phase 2 is pretty simple, you just have to time your double jumps so you don't get owned. Did I just say owned? I have not said owned in like 5 years. Okay. Whatever. So now I have Bat, which lets me zip off of any wall in the game. I might take a safety save here because you can really easily self-lock from this point on. Oh. This trick is the one you can self-lock on. Well, you can also soft-lock on the next one, technically. But... I wasn't gonna say anything until I did the trick. Because I know if I said I'm not gonna soft-lock on the trick, I would have soft-locked on it. That's the party room. You have to react to the Medusa head RNG. That was a pretty good. That's like the zip gauntlet right there. You do 4 in a row. Or 4? Yeah, 4. Pretty quick. And pretty quick success. The final one took me some time, but that was pretty good overall. Legion fight is pretty simple. I also picked up the Kling's Elias while I was zipping everywhere. It's a really good weapon. Powerful and fast.
Let me know when you got a second.
Real quick, so one of the bosses in this game is Graham. If you beat him without having 3 specific souls equipped, you get the OK ending. And obviously I don't want that because I can't fight. Can't fight him last. So I need to get the good ending. So I need to beat him without ending the game. So I need the 3 souls. 2 of them are random drops, so I need to do a manipulation to get them. That's the Flame Demon manipulation. The other soul you need is Giant Bat, which... Now I'm gonna zip up to top floor and get Succubus via manipulation and go fight Graham. You can probably fire off a few donations right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're just gonna plug the entire marathon. So this is JRTA Marathon, and we are raising money for Cesare Bacco and Pure, or ZZZ Honky, those 2 runners, to attend Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. So we're trying to raise a total of $3,800. We're currently at $2,911.20. So we're less than $1,000 to go. It's been a great first day, but please keep your donations coming. We are almost there, and we've got the full weekend to go. So definitely stick with us as we get through the rest of the prizes, the bid wars, and the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, somebody asked in chat, does the game tell you which souls you need to beat the game? And I need to focus for this trick. The Succubus manipulation is a little precise because the gargoyle can mess with it sometimes. Okay, 3 tries. Not horrible, but not great either. Yeah, so there are these 3 books you find throughout the game, and they tell you, they give you like vague hints on the 3 souls you need. It is pretty cryptic though. It's a common misconception that you actually need the books to get the good ending. Beat Graham, but you don't, just have the 3 souls. Which is good, because this run would be like 3 minutes longer if you did need them. That zip is really annoying, because there isn't a good visual cue to tell when you got the first clip. This is Graham, the fight I needed the souls for. I equipped them. It's good to double check that you equipped, because run over if you don't have them. First phase is RNG hell. You want him to do his 3 fireball attack, which he's doing. Being very nice. That was a really good phase 1. Phase 2 is always the same. He just throws the 3 meatballs. Phase 3 is tricky. There's a strat I came up with that's fairly precise. You can tell if I got a good fight, if you get 4 hand swipes. So that's 1. I think I can get here. 2. Oh, that was really close. But yeah, that was a 4 swipe grab. I also just came up with that term like yesterday, so that felt really weird. But okay. Next zip isn't too hard, but it can be a little scary. If I could, like, high soft block potential. So after Graham, you get Black Panther, which lets you move really fast. I came up with a strat in this room that might save time. I came up with it literally like 30 minutes ago, so I'm not gonna do it here. Headhunter phases 1 and 2 are free. Phase 3, though, you can save or lose time if you get the super quick kill. If you can get 3 hits while she's on the ground, and then a 4th hit when she's on her way up, and then a quick 5th hit when she's in the air, and it's a super quick kill. I'm not gonna get it because I attacked too early. So with the Headhunter fight, ooh, nice soul drop. That's actually also a really rare one. Any soul drop from here on out is just time loss. I don't need any of them. Oh my god. Destroyed. So when the Headhunter fight ended, this will also be applicable with the death fight later. I'm going to stand on his body, basically, right where when he dies, because his soul spawns from his body, and the doors to his boss room don't open. Did I save? Yeah, I'm gonna save. Next zip can be a little scary. So that soul in the pedestal has the sliding ability. Don't want it because it's pretty useless. This next zip looks really cool, but it does have pretty high soft block potential. Okay, cool. So I entered the Julius fight from the wrong side, so the cutscene doesn't start. So because the cutscene doesn't start, the music never starts. You just have to listen to the floating gardens music. So to zip, you need to backdash into a wall and then do something called the instant untransform glitch, which doesn't give the game time to update your hitbox to get stuck in a wall. Or so you get stuck in a wall. Partially, like very slightly, a few pixels into a wall. And then if you backdash, turn into a bat, and walk away from the wall all on the same frame. Yep. That was like a mediocre phase 1. Oh, nice hit. Alright, that was a pretty good Julius fight. Was that? Did I pause and heal at all? Because that's like my metric for a good Julius fight. If I didn't have to pause and heal.
I don't believe so.
Okay, cool. That's a good Julius fight. Oh, something I never explained is I picked up a weapon called the Calidbog because the weapon I've been using on everything else, the claim has the holy element attached to it, and Julius is resistant. Can't really use it on him. Cool. So death is the final fight before the final boss. You know what I mean. Phase 1 is pretty consistent, but phase 2 is a very RNG based to get a good time. That was a decent fight, I guess. So here's what I mean. I want to stand, so I grab the soul as soon as possible. Because once you grab the soul, that's what makes the doors open. One final suspend here. Oh, cool, I got it. So there's like 2 frames where you can untransform from Bat and zip to the right there. So now I'm in Chaotic Realm, and that was Chaotic Realm skip. So now I'm in the final boss. Chaos 1, he locks away all your souls. Doesn't really matter, because I didn't get many souls. Fun fact, it's actually possible to beat this game without getting any souls. Extremely difficult, next to impossible for a human to do, though. Actually, it pretty much is impossible, because you need... I mean, obviously it's not impossible. You can do it in a task, but... for a human to do it on console would be the amount of glitches you need to do. Dude, I got a ramen drop at some point. No, Kenta, it's always the same. Get ready on time, by the way. So the general idea behind phase 2 is you need to destroy the 4 eye walls, or eyes on the wall, and every eye you destroy lowers the defense of the core a bit. So get ready on time, coming up. Time. Sorry. What was the time?
One sec. 25:52.
That's pretty good. With the safety saves and everything, that's really good.
Yeah, it looked to be very, very clean. Great. Thank you very much for your run. That was fantastic. Do you have any closing words you want to say?
Not really. Shouts to the Aria community. If you want to learn this game, feel free to go to speedrun.com/AOS. There's a lot of good resources there, including a link to the speedrunning Discord.
Cool.
If you want to speedrun this game, I highly recommend you start off with any % no 0 HP glitch. a good category. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thanks for having me. This is a really good marathon.
Cool,
And
thank
it's
you.
for a good thing.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
pretty much it. See ya.
All right, take it easy. Just go follow VB_SRL. Fantastic job with the area. Castlevania Area of Sorrow. Up next, we've got Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse with Ohon. So if you just give us a second, we're going to swap over.
Yeah, I'm back on my audio.
Cool. All right, so just quickly, we don't have any new donations, but just to remind you of some of the stuff that we've got coming up, we have the 2 file names that are sort of on the horizon. We've got Final Fantasy 3 file names. There's the top 4 are going to be chosen. We've got 60 cents for Nugi, $10 for Nakamura, $10 for Aruku, and $11.90 for Hinagiku. So those 4 are the top 4 right now. If you want to get yours in, definitely make it happen. There's certainly room to grow the pool of character names available. Then also we've got SimCity. We've got $9.20 for Nug City. We've got $20 for Hoishin. We've got $4.20 as the name of the city for $5. So again, that's the top 4. Top 4 names will make it. So there's 1 open slot, and you can certainly get yours in if you want to. And yeah, get your donations in. We're still screening and waiting for them. And let's see, we've got, I think we're about ready to swap over and get Ohon going. So let me go check with him, and then we'll start the run.